Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about texture. And in terms of paintings, and it doesn't have to be a painting that we're talking about with texture, but in terms of paintings, more often than not, you don't really think of texture. You think paint has a texture, it goes on, and there it is, we're done. But artists who use paint do a variety of different things to the paint to make sure that the surface is exactly as they want it. They can make the paint very, very thin, and so that it looks like a completely flat surface. It doesn't even look like it is. It actually is a completely flat surface. Other artists, like David West, who did this painting, are putting things into the paint to make it extra thick. And so we don't know exactly what he put into the paint or what method he was using to apply the paint, but he did it with some really big strokes. This is a tiny painting with some really big, thick, blobby paint strokes. And it makes the painting just a lot of fun to look at. You don't even have to know what's going on, it's just a lot of fun to look at. And so today's project is going to talk about texture. Creating a sense of texture on something that should be flat. At first glance, it might appear to be flat, but you're going to be able to create some really interesting textures.
Hello everyone, it's Miss Debra here. Today we're going to do a project on the element texture. Now, Todd had spoken about the pieces that we have hanging in the Art Center, and the one piece was all about texture, and how the artist accomplished that texture was by adding different ingredients to his paint and applying the paint in a different way. We are going to do a project on texture too, but we are going to take this flat piece of cardboard and we are going to add different pieces, trinkets to it. Well, I found quite a few items around my home. You know, I've got these foam pieces that are sticky on the other side. I stuck that down. I've got some beads. I took apart an old dress and I pulled all of these pieces off, and I thought, I'm going to use them again. I have an old necklace that I use, and here's even a piece of wood, and another piece of wood, and another piece of wood. Now I glued all of the pieces down with my hot melt glue gun. Again, you must be with an adult when you use a hot melt glue gun. If you don't have a hot melt glue gun, you can go ahead and use your white glue. So after you've glued everything down on your cardboard, you want to make sure everything is nice and stuck, okay? And then you're going to go back and you're going to paint white glue all over your piece, okay? You're going to take your tin foil and you're going to scrunch it up, because that's going to give it more texture, because when you take that new piece of tin foil, it's just going to be smooth. So now you're going to scrunch it up, which I have done. And then you're going to take it and you're going to unfold it. It looks completely different now that I've scrunched it up, doesn't it? All right, now this piece of tin foil is quite a bit bigger than this cardboard, which is what I want it to be. Because what you're going to do is you're going to make a tent, okay? You're going to make this tent, and you're going to secure the edges under just a little bit, because you want it to be, once you get those edges all the way turned on to the cardboard, now you're going to set it down and you're going to push. And you're going to find all of those objects with your fingers. You're going to walk your fingers around until you feel those objects. And you're going to push all of those objects into the tin foil. Oh, now, everything is secured down. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to add a little bit of paint. And you're just going to kind of go all over. Nothing really, really, really deep. Now you're just going to kind of cover the surface. And when you're done with that, you're going to add another color. I added black, and the results after adding black with this, after it's dry, you can rub a little bit off with your napkin, and the result is going to be fabulous. Thanks for joining me.